Let this man take the lead is the message coming through with the Eight of Cups. This is somebody that has the ability to bring the two of you into alignment in a way that is going to be more than satisfying for you. But it is going to require you to submit to his timeline, his series of events that progress the situation forward. For some of you, that's going to be very triggering to certain control issues that may surface or things that have already surfaced at this point in time. But it feels like that's all part of the process of getting to that place where you put your trust in this individual that is sitting very heavily in masculine energy. That can be male or female. That masculine energy doesn't pertain to gender. It's more of just a spectrum of like projective, action oriented, somebody that doesn't just sort of sit and contemplate, but take steps forward. This helps to bring that person into the fullness of the embodiment of that masculine energy and allows you to really sit within your divine femininity. You deserve to be led in a good direction as far as love is concerned, because it feels like a lot of you have been with people in the past that have kind of like led you astray, made promises only to disappoint you, or people you had put your faith or trust into and circumstance kind of like left you worse for wear, ended up with a lesson instead of a blessing. So this person, this masculine energy, this man, for lack of a better term, is here to lead the two of you forth out of those troubled waters and into something more beneficial. So please allow him to do his work, allow him to determine the course and direction of this connection. And if you are triggered in terms of those control issues, that's all part of this process in order for you to take that time while you are supposed to be in receptivity mode to search within, to dig down beneath the surface of that trigger and really ask yourself, where is that coming from? What is the root cause of it? And what is it here to teach me? We've got the Six of Cups. So this is somebody who is very tender, very affectionate, and you are in good hands with this individual. You are in safekeeping with them. This is somebody that does not want to lead you astray. They do not want to lead you on. But in order for this partnership to work effectively, this person needs to be in that masculine role, at least for the time being. It feels like at a certain point in time, you will reach a point in your timeline with one another where you will be called to step to the plate in order to perhaps lead this masculine into a deeper understanding of tenderness. You will teach this person how to receive love, because it feels like they're a giver. They're really good at giving love. They're really good at kind of like giving direction. They are really good at sort of taking the lead, taking charge. So you need to allow them to do that. At a certain point in time, you will become that person that steps into the role of the teacher. You will teach this individual what it means to receive, and they may be very uncomfortable with like receiving compliments, receiving affection. You'll know when that comes up, and it feels like that will be the opportunity for you to shine within that feminine polarity within. Again, gender aside, this can be, a man that is in feminine energy, a woman that is in feminine energy. That is like non-specific. But at this particular point in time, you are encouraged to relax, go with the flow of the situation, and there will be the opportunity for you to let, these deeper talents that you have as far as being able to feel into things beneath the surface, you will be able to allow those to shine in this situation. We have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, so there's a lot of creative potential between the two of you. There is mutual interest, there's mutual attraction, and it feels like it is just a matter of sort of fine-tuning certain details in the material world, which may kind of, the burden of that might be on this person's side of the equation, which is why it's very important for you to submit to their timeline. Of course, speak your needs out loud, but definitely take into account the fact that at this particular stage of your connection, if there is going to be forward progress, they are the person that determines like how that happens, when that happens, what that looks like, how it unfolds. This will not always be the tone of the connection though. There will be an opportunity for you to take the lead in a different sort of way. This kind of like working in tandem, this sort of like tag team experience, and you've tagged this person in at this particular point in time, or rather they've stepped into this role of like the leadership position. But there will be an opportunity at a certain point in time for you to become kind of like the person that is in that position, where you are then able to sort of show them a different side of love, help them to open up to certain experiences that, you know, might make them kind of like afraid of being vulnerable. You know, that might be something that is very obvious to you with this individual, and that's where kind of your role comes into play. That will be the opportunity for you to be in that leadership role, to shine your light very brightly and kind of coax this person outside of their comfort zone, to be that lighthouse for them in the dark as they take steps to surrender to the flow of a deeper emotional pull between the two of you that it feels like will very naturally occur, or you'll know that it's time for that when things, in terms of those mundane circumstance, the material experience, when things progress forward a little bit more with that, then it'll be the time for you to kind of step into the fullness of that role, and teach this person a little something about what it is to receive. So it feels like, again, with this sort of Ace of Wands, this is like a co-creative energy. You are both in one another's lives, not just to kind of experience harmony in partnership, but this is really an experience that you're supposed to grow and develop as people. You are supposed to kind of touch upon those sore spots, those wounds within, not to kind of, you know, trigger and sort of spiral into toxicity, but to find kind of the edges inside of yourselves where there are kind of like uncharted waters or underdeveloped aspects within self, in order to be able to step forth into something better, into like evolved versions of yourselves, blossoming equally in love and partnership, so that there is something different than you have ever known before, something that is healthier, something that is high vibrational, something where you're not having to, you know, just compromise and kind of give pieces of yourselves away in order to make things work, but something where you're really able to combine forces, work together in kind of the subtle ways on, you know, the deeper emotional levels and also in the material world, in order to make for a very dynamic partnership, and one that kind of brings you both into sort of a leveled up version of yourselves. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.